King Von has had quite a reputation both in the streets and the rap music industry, and was known to be involved in gang violence and street crimes in Chicago, Illinois. The late rapper grew up around the famous rappers, and Lil Durk was one of his childhood friends. However, the late rapper's ex-friend Lil Durk has recently revealed that King Von instigated many gang fights and hits. Let's see what the rapper had to say after the passing of King Von. King Von grew up around the south side of Chicago, and this area was known for its high crime rates and gun violence. Growing up, Von spent most of his time around rappers like Chief Keef and hung out with rapper Lil Durk. When you grow up in a violent environment, it's normal for people to turn to a life of crime, and it explains why all rappers talk about doing drugs or gangs. Many rappers have been involved in gang crimes and gotten convicted due to various reasons. However, sometimes a life associated with gang violence can lead to serious consequences, as rappers like Tupac Shakur have lost their lives due to gang hits. King Von was known to be a part of the gang called Black Disciples and had an extensive criminal history. He often told people how the gang members thought of him as one of their leaders. Von went to jail for the first time when he was only 16 years old and continued to have numerous run-ins with the police. Everyone around Von carried unlicensed guns, and it was uncommon for fights to break out between rival gangs, which would lead to physical violence. There have been rumors about Von leading many of the gang fights and being responsible for a couple of assassinations. But these were all considered to be rumors, as no one could find solid evidence behind people thinking that King Von had killed around 4 to 5 people. The authorities came quite close to arresting Von on a few murder charges, but didn't succeed. Back in 2014, 2 rival gang members were killed by an unknown man, and the police brought in Von for questioning, as the witnesses claimed that Von was the shooter. However, the cops were not able to find enough evidence to charge Von with the murder and let him go. During a house party, Von was hanging out with his friend Big Mike when a few rival gang members showed up. The gang, Gangster Disciples, had a long-lasting rivalry with Von's gang Black Disciples, and everyone knew this. A rival member named Malcolm Stuckey joined the party, and according to witnesses, he was seen giving Von and his friend rude looks. King Von definitely had a temper because he could not tolerate the amount of disrespect that Stuckey showed him. Von left the party with Big Mike and grabbed his gun to come back and shoot at Stuckey and a man standing near him. Malcolm Stuckey was shot to death, while the other man was only wounded. When the police arrived at the scene and investigated the shooting, they brought in Big Mike, who made a deal with them and agreed to testify against Von. He told the police that Von was behind the shooting and responsible for the murder of Stuckey. However, when it was time to testify against Von in court, Big Mike refused, and the other witnesses from the party never showed up at the trial either. The police had no other solid evidence to charge Von, as all the witnesses backed out, and they thought that Big Mike was just a snitch from the gang. Mike was charged with a sentence of 28 years for assault, while Von was cleared of all of his charges. After spending his childhood and adolescence around gang rivalries and violence, when King Von saw the amount of success his friends were receiving in the music industry, he thought of giving it a chance. He saw Lil Durk become a successful rapper, and with his help, Von joined the rap game. Lil Durk signed Von to his label and helped him launch his career in 2018. King Von and Lil Durk continued to work together for their music collaborations, and they were an instant hit among the public. Both rappers were dropping hits, one after another, but things took another turn in 2019. Lil Durk and King Von got arrested in 2019 for being involved in a shooting that happened in Atlanta. The authorities claimed that the 2 rappers robbed a man and ended up shooting him as they drove off. Although, both the rappers got charged and had to post bail later on. This ended up making the rappers more famous, as the rap industry is known to glorify violence, and both the artists gained huge popularity. Unfortunately, Von passed away in 2020 when a fight broke loose between him and fellow rapper Quando Rondo. Von's killer, Lil Tim, was caught and arrested for the deadly shooting. Now, Lil Durk has recently come out to the public claiming that Von was behind so many gang hits and shootings. He talked about his experience with gang violence in Chicago and how many of the assassinations were planned out and carried out by Von. Many of the known gangsters have been associated with Von, and as he was a leading member of a well-known gang and often lost his temper. But the late rapper isn't here to defend himself, and there might be 2 sides to every story. However, the number of times King Von got brought in by the police related to gang violence and shootings, it's possible that he was behind all the gang hits that Lil Durk is talking about. King Von can't be charged with anything, as it's too late. But hopefully, this is a lesson to people to stay away from gang life. We hope you liked this video, and please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing you all of the latest news.